Alrighty, Roo, and Cuckoo Choo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. This is like a lot's happening in this one. We're just continuing on, and you know, it's getting real steamy out there, all my nobodies. Woo! They're they scooted their desks together, reading the same book together. You know, it's cute. I like it. It's fine. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. So am I on the right or left side? It sounds kind of like, yeah, no, you would be on her right. So she's on your left, and you kind of like lean, like you do that like kind of corner angle so that you can use your right hand to hold the book open. Right? Because how else would your left arm be in the way? You'd have to, that's how you open up, I guess. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, we changed the angle again. We're doing the Dutch angle with a... I wonder if she actually has... I mean, she has purple hair, but the highlights come out different this way. It's really cool. Yuri takes her left arm. Yeah, so I am on them. Okay. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. But she's also kind of like... I don't know if she's like covering her breast, because like that's the thing that women will do when they feel uncomfortable or modest, or she's like, don't look at them or whatever. It's like she's not wearing anything that would like reveal her. She doesn't have like a plunging neckline or anything like that. But also I can't tell because the things in the way with the polka dots, and it's hard to see if she's not just holding her other arm like anime girls tend to do, where they prop it underneath the breast, and like that sort of like basically just accentuates them. So I can't tell if she's hiding or accentuating them, but either way is an anime thing, but they do make a difference in some way, like a social difference. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. So she's over there. We're holding the book together, and her arm is out of the way, but sort of underneath herself. And mine is, I'm kind of like, tilted inwards. And just to point this out, it does seem very much that the book is more on her desk than mine, because the crease between the two desks pushed together makes it seem that it's more over there. Yeah. I don't know how important that is. It's just significant. Like, she looks not uncomfortable, because otherwise she wouldn't do this. Like, she's the sort of girl that would just sort of shut down and not allow it. Like, he didn't pressure her into this. She's shy. And even when somebody is particularly into and wants something, just being shy, especially in a public setting, this is probably like her really going outside of her wheelhouse, like her box, her normal thing. Like, this is probably the sort of thing that she thinks about, like, in a fantasy sort of setting, like this exact sort of scenario. It's like reading a book together, because that's the kind of girl she is, and her experience and shyness. But also, I imagine it gets probably a lot more, just whatever rating you want to give it. But this is real life, and that is not a book, for her. So, like, the proximity and the fact that, just, I think it's sweet. So, and she looks really cute. This is a much better Dutch angle than it was for Sayori. Like, I feel like it's artistic and conveys things in a pretty good way. I just think it's crazy that every time something like this happens, everyone just sort of makes themselves scarce and doesn't involve at all. But it allows the thing. Suspension of disbelief. Let's just move on. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. See? We're holding the same book. The book is like the thing that binds our hands, and if it weren't for this book, which we're both holding, we'd be holding hands. But we're holding the book together, which is kind of books are real important to her. Like, more so than I think probably than anyone else here. So it has its own meaning. I appreciate the subtleties, and I'm trying to like analyze it for my own benefit, even if this is not something that really happens too often in real life, but could, you know. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. Now that's fucking teamwork! To quote Tenacious D. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. I don't know if I should make my voice like more like, ooh. It's actually kind of distracting me. I mean, it kind of would be like real talk. Reading, sitting next to each other the same book, as opposed to reading like this. As, you know, hormones and everything, like pheromones. Like, she's a pretty girl, and this is like a lot for everybody, so I don't know how much reading y'all are getting done. And I imagine she reads super fast and she's waiting for you, but at this point, if I had to guess, I would doubt she's actually reading, and you're just trying to force yourself to read, but it's like, she smells so good! And angles, and, you know, you're probably not all up as in your head as she is, but she's already read this, so, you know. I think it's cute. It's a fun little thing. I liked it more than the trying to make the clothes thing. That seemed more fabricated. This, as unlikely as this is, it seems more fitting and natural and stuff, I guess. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. That does not look like the corner of your vision, motherfucker. It looks like yeah. And yeah, you can feel her when you're close enough to a person, depending on the temperature of the surrounding area and other factors. Like, I feel like both of you would be very well aware of each other's physical warmth without touching, because, again, it's a tense moment. Your body heat is rising, and you're in close proximity, and, you know, your body's doing all sorts of stuff. And, yeah. I was like, I'm not going to say that the way I was going to say it. I'll just try to say it. Deliver the line straight. Okay. Are you ready? Are you... No, that's still not the right way to do it. Are you ready? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the wrong thing. I was like, these desks put together are just big enough for us to read in tandem. To turn the page. She's like, it's been like 10 minutes, dude. Are you reading? Like, I was waiting. Oh, did she move her eyes? I think she did, actually. I think I missed it. Like, now she's definitely looking. Yeah, I think they did a very small change, and she's looking at me now. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. She's like, it's been like 10 minutes. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. No, she already knows this book, and probably reads faster than you regardless. So, if anything, I think that she's extending a kindness in the sense that she's already like, nah, I'm not. She just said that probably because you took so long. It was like, we haven't flipped a page in like 5 minutes. Like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't think you read that slow. I just want to draw attention that, yeah. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? See a nice little smile here. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. See? I don't think she... I think if anything, she just kind of asked just because it like... She's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then it makes her feel good that you confirm the distraction thing, and that makes her feel good. And it's not about reading. It's just that she didn't know what to do or say. And now she feels validated and all that. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. See, now you guys are having a nice moment. Like, where she's not just, like, acknowledging and communicating about the patience. She's, like, opening up, and this is sweet. This is nice. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Do you, though? Do you? Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own... Yeah, that's exactly what you... Like, she asked because she was trying to be like, are we still reading? Or... Not to push you, just figured you got distracted and it... Yeah. We continue the first chapter in silence. Only our heavy breathing is heard in the room. No one else is there. Just our body heat. The whole world goes dark. Just us in the book. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Okay, see? I'm not... Alright, thank you. That's what they're going for. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. Oh, smile went away. Can't, it's not like I can control what he says, so whatever. But maybe poke the sore spot, or I don't know. Oh, we're not reading anymore. Damn it. We're standing now. Happy, sexy reading time is over. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But, technique? That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant it as... I guess I meant more that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? That is one thing I've seen in anime that gets translated, and I feel like that is there's a phrase that has a far different translation, or like that's the closest thing that we have, but it means a different thing. Like it's like our phrase doesn't, this is the closest we got, but it has a different You know? Like, what are you saying? What are you doing all of a sudden? I feel like a person who is bilingual in Japanese and English would be able to sort of like express this better. But just as a person who enjoys anime and doesn't speak Japanese, but sees certain phrases that always feel just a bit off, maybe that's what it means, and it's just like, we just don't understand how that reads or tracks or, you know, checks out there. But the all of a sudden, like, what are you blank all of a sudden? I think it has like like there's like this undercurrent of it, this connotation that just doesn't translate well to English, because we don't have our phrase doesn't really get across the context of it. I think that's my opinion. Okay, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, President Monica. Actually, no, it was getting a little too steamy. I understand why you'd be like, all right, we gotta break this up. It's, keep this PG-13, I don't know, whatever rated. This is, I don't know. Just a little hop. And then now she's sad, though. So she got scared. It was a scared hop. Monica, I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. And now we're on to the task at hand. Instead of a task for a hand. But tisk. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yeah, no, we dilly-dallied a bit before you got here. Some cookies were thrown. And then we read a whole chapter. Like, I don't know how long these meetings last or the club sessions last. I really don't know. But, and I don't know what everybody else was doing or how late you were or any of the time here, but it feels like that would have taken a moment to do. Like, that seems like that would have taken up a chunk of time. And we still gotta do the poem thing. So. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. That was a sadly excellent way to sort of end that moment, where it's just like her letting go and letting the book, like, that's well written. I like that. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Good reply. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? Oh! I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. Aw, come on, don't be like that. You just don't want to make a decision, and you don't want to hold me back from reading it, but the reality is, the correct answer would have been, you can read on your own. I've already read it before. I'd just be happy to read it together with you, but I don't want to stop you from reading it. I've read it before, like a lot. You know, that way you make more progress, and then you can make progress together. Plus, I can't imagine he's reading at his full speed, sitting next to you. You know, that just seems unlikely. You're a distracting presence. So yeah. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? See? With the recovery! That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. She's like, here, you can kind of get that, because that's kind of the intro, and then it starts to pick up, like she said. All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it in my bag. Motherfucker! Look, I know a lot of people don't do the dog-eared page, and it's a loan book, and she probably doesn't expect it back. It's probably just a gift. But use a bookmark. Anything can be a bookmark. And use receipts or whatever. Just use a bookmark. Something that's not going to damage the thing, but a bookmark. You can buy one if you want to be fancy, but seriously, anything, a small piece of flat paper that won't damage the book, bookmark. Not hard. Ribbon. Hey, there's some... that. Alright, so that took so long, I have to end this just because that was like a lot there.